son is. I was just coming out the gate to work, you see. Oh, what a nice warm fire there, Mrs. Dewey. Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, here, Mr. Penny, you sit in this chair. And how's your daughter, Mrs. Brown, John?
Oh, I suppose I must say fair, but, well, she'll be worse before she's better.
Oh.
Thomas Hardy's father and grandfather were builders and masons. The garden of the house was a builder's yard then, with gravel pits for aggregate close by. In under the greenwood tree, Grandfather James is a mason, but the Dewey family are not really the Hardys. The tranter is most likely based on one of the original members of the Mellstock Choir, James Dart.
Reuben, don't you make such a mess of tapping that barrel as is mostly made in this house. Such a squizzling, squirting job as 'tis in your hands. I'd tap 100 without wasting as much as you do with one.
I know you tap 100 beautiful hands. Perhaps 200.
Young Thomas sat around this fireplace and listened. He listened to the stories that his mother and grandmother told of times past, smugglers, Napoleon, witches and cunning men. He learnt the songs and music of his family and friends. He knew the heath and the woods and walked every day into Dorchester to school and to work. A deep sense of place and the inherited folk culture of his upbringing pervades under the greenwood tree.
Damn this hole in the cask, and some Lordson too. Studier should be wasted like this. Lend me a thumb, Michael! Lend me a thumb. I must find a bigger tap, me sonny. Oh, you're up there. Oh, nice. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Michael. Father, here's the bow chop, and we're only waiting.
Michael and Joseph and John and you too, Dave. Merry Christmas to you all.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
By 1872, the countryside was experiencing huge change from mechanisation, agricultural depression, social unrest and the coming of the railways. The society Hardy remembered so fondly in Under the Greenwood Tree had already disappeared. The arrival of a new vicar, Mr. Maybold, and the replacement of the village choir with a church organ is a small but potent symbol of the change.
First thing Mr. Maybold done when he come here was to be hot and strong about church business.
Sure, that were the first thing he done. Right.
The next thing he to do is to think about altering the church.
Sure, that were the next thing he done. Right.
The next thing was to tell all the young chaps that on no account were they to be putting their hats in the christening font during service.
Sure.
Then 'twas this, then that, now this.
Aye, and now it's to turn us out of choir, neck and crop. Whatever next?
It must be owned he's not all there, far below the old vicar.
I see that violins are good, and that an organ is good. And when we introduced the organ, it would not be that fiddles were bad, but that an organ was better.
Better try over number 78, I suppose.
With all my heart.
Hardy treasured the family music books. Handwritten manuscripts containing carols and sacred music in the front, and songs and country dance tunes in the back, reflecting the two sides of the musician's repertoire. Hardy himself often played for dancing. No other novelist understood the joys and frustrations of community music making so well.
Well done, boys. Number 78 always was a teaser, always. I mind him ever since I was growing up, a hard boy chap.
It's a good tune and worth a mint of practice.
Why is that? So I've been mad with that tune that slowly want to seize it and tear it on the limit. But he's a good carol. There's no denying that.
With the music practised and the singing boys arrived, the choir set off on their rounds.
You two counterboys. Keep your ears open to Michael's fingering, and don't he go straight into the treble part as he did last year. Billy Chimney? Don't he sing so raving mad as you would fain do? And all of you, whatever you do, keep your feet from making a great scuffle upon the path when we go in through people's gates. Go quietly, so that we strike up all of a sudden, like spirits.
Remember Adam's fall, oh the run, remember Adam's fall, from heaven to hell. Remember Adam's fall, how he hath condemned them all, in hell perpetual, therefore to drown. In Bethlehem he was born, oh thou man, in Bethlehem he was born, all mankind saved. In Bethlehem he was born, Christmas Day in the morn, our Saviour cornerstone, our cross to take.
Come down tomorrow night, and mind, don't leave thy fiddle bag behind. We'll shake a lag and drink a cup of ale to keep Wood Christmas up.
Thank you, Michael.
The following evening, the Deweys held a Christmas party and invited the neighbours in, including Farmer Shiner and Fancy Day. Hardy describes the party as taking place in the parlour of the cottage that he knew so well, but perhaps he consciously or unconsciously exaggerated the size of the room. Is it possible to dance the triumph in here?